Human beings can be awful cruel to one another. Jim said that bees won't sting idiots, but I didn't believe that, because I tried them lots of times myself and they wouldn't sting me. Right is right, and wrong is wrong, and a body ain't got no business doing wrong when he ain't ignorant and knows better. Hain't we got all the fools in town on our side? And hain't that a big enough majority in any town? What's the use you learning to do right when it's troublesome to do right and ain't no trouble to do wrong, and the wages is just the same? Sometimes you gwine to get hurt, and sometimes you gwine to get sick, but every time you's gwine to get well again. Stars and shadows ain't good to see by. Now we'll start this band of robbers and call it Tom Sawyer's Gang. Everybody that wants to join has got to take an oath, and write his name in blood. Be respectful to your superiors, if you have any. The difference between the almost right word and the right word is really a large matter. 'Tis the difference between the lightning bug and the lightning. I was seldom able to see an opportunity until it had ceased to be one. I have found out that there ain't no surer way to find out whether you like people or hate them than to travel with them. The only way to keep your health is to eat what you don't want, drink what you don't like, and do what you'd druther not. Truth is stranger than fiction, but it is because fiction is obliged to stick to possibilities, truth isn't. He had discovered a great law of human action, without knowing it, namely, that in order to make a man or a boy covet a thing, it is only necessary to make the thing difficult to obtain. Here was a gorgeous triumph. They were missed, they were mourned, hearts were breaking on their account, tears were being shed, accusing memories of unkindnesses to these poor lost lads were rising up, and unavailing regrets. Remorse were being indulged, and best of all, the departed were the talk of the whole town, and the envy of all the boys, as far as this dazzling notoriety was concerned. This was fine. It was worth being a pirate, after all. Huckleberry was cordially hated and dreaded by all the mothers of the town because he was idle, and lawless, and vulgar, and bad, and because all their children admired him so, and delighted in his forbidden society, and wished they dared to be like him. The elastic heart of youth cannot be compressed into one constrained shape long at a time. I ain't doing my duty by that boy, and that's the Lord's truth, goodness knows. Spare the rod and spile the child, as the good book says. I'm laying up sin and suffering for us both, I know. Spare the rod and spile the child, as the good book says. I'm laying up sin and suffering for us both, I know. He's full of the old scratch, but laws Amy. He's my own dead sister's boy, poor thing,